Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Welcome to the first Forgotten Artifacts channel. How's everyone going? How many viewers are we up to at the moment? The viewer count for me isn't working. Oh, looks like 60. Lies. I see a few familiar faces in the channel there. Some of the names I don't recognize. But welcome, everyone. So pretty much today we're just going to do some playing around in Forgotten Artifacts. You guys can see how I play and see exactly what I do when I sort of run the dungeons. I'll try and run with some of the low tier weapons as well, so that you can see how that works. And then we'll also do some looking behind the scenes, I guess, so you can see how I put things together and see how the game runs behind the scenes, and set up a few fun scenarios, see if I can make my way through them. And we'll also run in the giveaway. We've still got the giveaway. I've still got a few items in there if we don't make the numbers, so that's fine. You'll still get something, including I'll probably end up putting the Flamin' Jack skin in anyway. But if we do get the numbers, then we do have the opportunity to win a Transcendent. It's really weird, by the way, talking to myself and trying to look at chat to see what you all say. Have I ever fallen into the lava? Yeah, that was the first shot I threw in the channel. I don't know if you saw that little GIF, but I accidentally fell in. I realized you could fall in the lava, and I thought that was a cool feature, so you could all fall in for a little while. Hey Patrick, hey Swalsome, Captain Dan, Billy Saurus, how's it going? Will we get to see the lobby town today? Maybe. Alright, well, let's get this started. I'm going to switch to the game. Just turn up the volume a bit. Alright, and so this is the new Halloween Flamin' Jack skin, which some of you have purchased already. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if you've played the game recently or anything, but I've put a few little, I guess, extras in the game. So like these pumpkins you can play with just for Halloween for the moment. It's kind of fun. There's this guy in the background that no one's actually commented on yet about what he's doing. I'm not sure if you've seen him. I did miss the guy at the start who walks along with the pumpkin head. Yeah, so eventually I was thinking maybe next year we'll actually have some mini games related to Halloween instead of just being able to toss them up and down. Does the bib on the skin count as an extra? No, I'd probably need to get that fixed. It's kind of tough working with the cloth physics. I'm glad you like the transition screen. Thanks to Spooky for that. He did some good work there, getting it looking really great. Favorite weapon at the moment would probably have to be probably Krong, Last End Conductor. That and Spitfire, I think would have to be my favorites. I'm not playing them at the moment. I've just switched to like a low loadout. I look human. Oh, that's good. That means the fake skin's working. Alright. We'll go in and play for some real loot. I'll just do a simple adventure run now, so I can show some of the moves that I do. So for those of you that haven't been in here for a little while, the dungeons have changed quite a bit over time. From less sort of hallway simulator, as Sheepgoat likes to call it, to more of a larger rooms. There's more changes coming, definitely, for sure. Just gonna collect a few damages here. Yeah, so they'll definitely be changing over time. A lot of this stuff is me just testing to make sure the rooms are fine, so they're going to rapidly increase from here, I hope, as I tackle the different areas. I've tried out and tested all the various sections that I've needed to now, and obviously quests is the next big thing that's coming soon. So I think you'll all like what's coming with that. Definitely adds a lot more for you to do with each of the items that you pick up in the dungeons. So it should be good. I'm just going to run through here a little bit and just kill a few guys. Not sure, some of you probably know, that, a lot of you know this, but you can use some of the keys like shift and control. Control is immediate standstill and shift is stop when you get there. So for example, if I hold shift now and I click over here, I'll move to that position and then stop, and then now I can't click to move anywhere. So if there's an enemy there or something, I can just slash in the air. And then control does straight click, straight stop, sorry, and then you can click to attack. I'm just going to, at this level, most people generally go through these first levels pretty quick, and jump to the later levels, but mainly you'll want to just farm health and potions at the health and energy potions at the moment. In saying that, a lot of the way the dungeons work now is going to be changing along with quests. So it's not going to be about getting as deep as possible or anything. You will have to be looking for items more. It's not going to just be coming from quests. Sorry, not just going to be coming from chests. You'll be getting it from various other things too. I look different. Hang. Oh, it's probably just because of my glasses. My profile picture is only from about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Have I thought about porting the game to Android? I technically can't at the moment because of the rendering mode that I use. I'm using deferred rendering, and the Android devices aren't powerful enough, or mobile devices aren't powerful enough to use that. The majority aren't anyway. But I'll be investigating that in the future. What I can do, I might end up changing rendering modes. I've been waiting 24 hours till items. Just check in your account page and have a look what it says, whether it's due to the congestion on the network, or whether it's waiting for people to, or for the queue to get bigger. So if you look on your account page and scroll to the bottom where you see your items, it should give you a message now telling you the status. I'm just wandering aimlessly around here, actually. I haven't been paying attention. Thanks, Neo Stefan. Yeah, the game has been coming a long way now, and definitely with the outside as well, which you'll be able to wander around soon. I may give a preview of that later. Official marketing push? No, not really, not yet. I think I'll be doing that once quests come out, and once I know that's working correctly. I don't like to do big pushes on anything when they're not tested yet, because it can end up in a huge failure, and I don't want you to all experience that. Alright, one thing I will do though, how many have we got at the moment? We've only got 84 viewers at the moment, that's cool. I'll still start, you can all register for the giveaway. I'm just going to start it now. Yeah, you don't have to be as slow anymore, Southern Star. I did put fake barriers on all of them now, so you can't actually fall off. I just left that in for a couple of builds where you could actually fall in the lava and die immediately. I'll change these settings now. Hang on, I haven't started it yet. Alright, it should have started now, but I'm not sure if it's actually connected right. It looks like it's not picking up the tickets anymore. Yeah, none of them are coming through. Yeah, enter it all manually. That's not good. Okay, give me a moment. I'm just going to see if I can fix this. Obviously done something wrong. WinTrans, yeah. Easy hotkey. That's not working. I'll have to investigate that later. That kind of puts a bit of a dampener on the actual giveaway. What I can do is just do it manually though, because I can view everyone that's in the channel, and then I can put all your names into a website to do it instead. So that'll be the fallback. Bakrama, no, it's not on Android or iOS. It's just desktop, Mac, and PC at the moment. All right. Just gonna get to the end of this one. So it looks like we haven't hit enough viewers yet to give away some of the really good loot, but I'll still throw in the outfit. But it's still early, so got about another 45 minutes before the end of the stream. So I'll probably do the first couple of prizes soon. Yeah, I realize for some of you it's quite late where you are. Thanks for staying up. It's very early here at the moment, well, 9 AM, so it's a little bit easier for me, but unfortunately I can't find a time that's perfect for everyone. My favorite non-weapon? Good question. I don't know, I do like the health, so using some of the golden egg, or maybe even the new effects that I've added to the Bane is really fun to use. It's very good if you're a melee character. Look, for the raffle, it looks like I need to do more setup work on it. It's the first time I've done this stream, so it looks like it wasn't properly connected. It worked fine when I tested it on another account, but who knows, maybe it's connected to the wrong account now. So instead what I'll do is, you don't have to type raffle or anything. I'm just going to look at the names that are in the stream list, and I'll put those into a raffle drawer, and then we can pick it from there. Logging into all your viewbots. Probably won't work if they win though, because you won't be able to reply as them. I will check if you're actually watching to be able to win, because I need to get your details to send it to you. I left the chest. Oh, did I? It's kind of hard watching the screen and watching chat, because the chat isn't working properly either. I had to open up a separate window. Just must have disconnected the account. Yeah, you can't. You used to be able to fall in the lava if you ran through here and you were knocked in, or any of the barrels are in the way, but I have disabled that so you don't have to be quite as careful anymore. It may return in the future, however I'll probably make it so that it doesn't totally destroy you, but it'll give you a second chance or something. The idea is to not be too careless when running. Two people, hey? That sounds good. Getting there. Another one of the changes that will be coming is you've all noticed that you can destroy the crates and barrels and other things at the moment, but it doesn't actually do anything. That will be changing soon, probably in time for quests. And a lot of the chests that you find in the dungeons at the moment will be reduced, so that they're a little bit more unique, and the items instead will be appearing in monsters and crates and things like that, things you have to search. No, I don't have a pet on this account, unfortunately. Yeah, I already added the Streamlabs bot, but it's obviously it's not connected properly. I'm not sure what's going on there. Arca's ring, yeah. It's the fake one. Yeah, and loot goblins. That sounds good. You have to go and chase them down. So as some of you can see, most of you know this already. You can dodge if you're quick enough. It's a lot easier to do this on a mouse than a trackpad. Some of you seem to use trackpads still. I don't know how you do that. It's incredibly difficult. I'll see some of you leaving already. That's cool. Good night. Yeah, I think it's if you do play it, or if you do want to play well, you will probably have to get yourself an actual mouse, just because it gives you more control, and trying to do the clicking, especially the right click and left click while maneuvering, is very difficult on a trackpad. You can't run around like I just did then, behind the character and behind the monster and slash them. Just got that one. When will skills be added? The skills are already in there. I'm not doing a traditional skill tree because I find that people end up just finding a perfect route and telling everyone to use that, and then all the design work that went into trying to do that is out the window. Instead, the skills are actually in the items you find. So not only the weapons, but also items that you find in the dungeons and soon-to-be quests. They give you your skills. Some of them you can use multiple times in the dungeon, other times just a couple of times. Other ones will give you boosts, such as more energy and the ability to collect more energy. There are already items like that out there. Controller support, yes. I will be adding proper controller support and input mappings and everything coming soon. Co-op probably after quests. That's quite a bit of work. Yeah, the thing about the skill tree thing is every RPG now seems to just add it once it was added once. And there's some games out there that have really crazy skill trees that it must have taken forever for the designers to create. And I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I prefer more arcade style. I come from first-person shooters and prefer the arcadey fun style, as opposed to comparing stats, which you've probably all heard me say before. I don't like comparing +1 strength to +3 earth damage or something. What keys do you use to move? I just use defaults, so when I add controller support, I'll need to change the way that movement happens, because at the moment you click to move, you tap and he moves there. To support controllers, that needs to be direct input, so it needs to change so that I'm actually directly controlling where he's going and not saying, hey, move over to here. So it will change the gameplay a little bit. It's less like Diablo and more like some of the newer action RPGs. I'll still allow both control methods and just monitor what everyone's using to see. Yeah. What sword is that? It's just a rare silver saber. Nothing too high level. Wow. First time I had that happen, it reminded me of a basketball hitting my head. Except in this case, the basketball was on fire. It's quite funny to see when it happened the first time. How many players do I hope? Enough to be able to make it sustainable, so I can work on this for years and years to come, hire a team, and expand it from there. I don't know really for a specific number. We've got a couple of hundred at the moment. And yeah, if we can expand from there all the time, then that'll be awesome. Brother Mucker, why are you asking if I've linked my wallet? Are you asking me or someone else? Currently 43,000 users in Forgotten Artifacts. Wow, it's quite impressive. Yeah, we're on Epic Loot at the moment. Again, the way that the dungeons work at the moment, with going down deeper to get deeper loot, is only a carryover from the old Stampede event. It won't be staying like that in the future. You'll be getting your items more through doing quests. So it means a little bit less RNG for getting an item, but in order to get the requirements for the quests, it'll still be RNG. So it should feel like things are a little bit more achievable. Have you thought about any other methods to do FA, but as a purchase once or free to play without having to buy to play? Not really. It's very costly to make games, and I know a lot of companies, big companies, do free to play. They do rely on a few users to pay the bills, and the rest of the users are relying on those people that are paying. I don't really feel that that's fair for everyone involved. Plus with these items, you can trade them on the market. There's the true rarity. All of the items that I create are either limited by total supply, or if they're unlimited, I just won't be creating them anymore once I've given them away. Or if you buy them on the store, then I don't know obviously how many that's going to be. So either they'll be limited on the store for a while and come back, and won't come back, or they're limited by their supply. When the keys for the trunks? Soon. I'm still creating items, so there's lots and lots of items coming. The trunks need to have items to go in them. So I'll be creating the keys and giving those away as well once the trunks do have items to pop out. And that'll probably come after quests. Items incoming soon? Yes, that's quests. So you'll need to turn in items that you've got in order to get other items. Some of the items are only available through quests. So in order to get some new Transcendent, there's no way to get it in the dungeon. You actually have to complete the quests in order to make your way there. They're not going to be just a single quest to get it. You'll need to collect various items along the way to turn into other quests. So it's pretty much going to be, you're going on an adventure and you're finding all these items across initially the dungeons, and they'll add later on at some other locations, but first and foremost just the dungeons, and I'll be changing how they look from how they are now. There's a lot of these small hallways and things because that's the way that the generator has created them, but I'll be expanding some of those rooms and making them a little bit more interesting, like the recently added lava rooms and such. Items in trunks confirmed. Oh yeah, I never actually mentioned what was in them, did I? I guess you know now. You want to hear the Transcendent guitar riff? That's a good request, actually. So a lot of you haven't heard all of the sounds that are available when you do pick up the higher tier items. We can go through that now. And you can hear what's in some of them. So it sort of starts off, you know, with the rare pickup, which sounds like that, which most of you have probably already heard. And then we can move to the epic. Sort of starts to add a bit of a guitar, and then we've got legendary, and that then moves on to, where's the file, mythical, and then finally, when you pick up a Transcendent, it now sounds like this. So much more epic than the other ones. Someone mentioned something about monthly subscription talk. I won't be doing a monthly subscription or anything like that. It'll definitely be more sort of, you're kind of paying for what you're getting. So as you're taking, similar to how it is now, where you're taking items out, you're spending a stone that you've already pre-purchased. The stones are very cheap. And eventually, you know, you can get these high tier items which are selling for many thousands of engine. I think the most I've seen is close to 10,000 engine for one of the Transcendents. I said you didn't need energy pots. When was that? Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. Are all of the guitar riffs actually a horse sound as well, just manipulated? You're onto me. You know, if you sort of hear it enough, you can hear it squealing a little bit as it was kicking its hooves. Yeah, for some of you, I mean, the Transcendent sound did change over time. It's now a bit different to what it was, but it's I think it's definitely more epic. I did sort of change it to some more standard sounds, but you all said you hated them because it made it sound like Candy Crush or something. So I went back to guitar. How will you prevent people from taking advantage of quests and emptying quest pools? It is limited on the items, so there'll be a limited quest as well. So for example, if there's 10 of a particular Transcendent item that a quest gives, then you can only complete that quest 10 times. In saying that, you will need to collect all the items and follow all the previous quest tree in order to get there. There's no sort of general record of like you have to go through all these beginner quests or anything first. If you find the items on the marketplace or find them in the dungeon, then you will be able to complete the quest. But yeah, in saying that, in order to get a Transcendent, it will be quite a journey you'll have to go on, because otherwise there's no real value in them. And it's the same with the mythical and stuff. You're all used to rare being almost uncommon or common. That is changing as well as I'm introducing uncommon on the blockchain. So they'll all be engine items as well. You'll use those for quest items. Some of them will have some minor uses for the early stages, but in the end they'll just be ended up converting to help you complete quests and get other items and such. Challenge me to make it to level 10 this run. It's gonna be pretty tough with a rare sword. Plus I haven't got any items. Thoughts on shields? Physical shields or armor? When you're gonna add enhancements to weapons? I was gonna see or finish doing the items first before I started looking at adding it to weapons, just so that it doesn't complicate it too much. I also have to be careful of affecting the price of items, because if I add one weapon with special effects that's quite powerful, it's going to mean that you're all obviously going to want to have that item, and the price will be heavily weighted towards that item in the stores. Oh, sorry, in the marketplace. Yeah, the frog chest. I fixed the cloak. No, I haven't fixed the cloak. It's still the same. It happens mainly on the main menu. I haven't seen it actually happen within the dungeon, where it switches around to the front. This would be perfect for a Bane. Ooh. See, in this situation, you kind of want to drag them enough to be able to get one away by themselves, because the right click does multi-damage, but you really want to get rid of the amount of monsters that are there, so it's better to kind of drag them away and then pick them off one at a time. If you're a ranged user, ranged player with a bow, it's a little bit easier to do that, but you have to let it run a lot further. Why did I kill that last guy and not run out the red door? I don't know. I like killing things with my sword. Not in real life. Or anyone takes that out of context. I'm gonna get more master cliff streams. I think so. I'd like to do this as a weekly thing. Not necessarily always giveaways or anything, but definitely behind the scenes looks at the development. You'll get some tips and things, and you'll probably get to see early previews into what I've been working on. I may show what I've been working on with the quests and the town wandering around it, but we'll see how we go. Billy was going to be on for another half hour, just depends on how it goes. I know some people, it's quite late, but I do really need to get the giveaway started. I'm just going to check the numbers and then I'll lock it off. $98. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll definitely be doing Flamin' Jack, and I'm also going to be giving away Harnide, a Cobalt storage trunk, a Rose storage trunk, and a Juniper storage trunk. So you can't use those immediately yet, but the keys will be coming, as I mentioned before. To enter the giveaway, the raffle part is not working for me at the moment, so I'm just going to look at the stream list to see the users in the chat, and then I'll copy the names out and put them into a raffle drawer. Pretty sure I've seen those online before. I wasn't really prepared for it not to work. Is there a difference between the 3 trunks? I don't know. No one knows. I guess you'll just have to wait and find out. It'll leave some mystery. Hey, HQ Banana. Yes, it's me, it's Cliff. My profile picture had me when I used to wear contacts, but I can't wear those anymore, so it's back to glasses. Some random Australian. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, this sword is it's actually just a rare sword. It's the rare Silver Saber. You can see the exit from here. There's no way to get to it. Yoink. It would be cool to see your engine items in the town, like a pen for your pets or weapon rack. Yes, I agree. That's coming as well. I was going to add a way for you to see, like an armory or something, to see all your weapons and potentially the weapons you don't have, so that you can aim for them. Of course, some of the weapons are already out of stock and will no longer be available, but I'm sure that there are people out there who will be selling them. Yeah, you can left click and right click. So left click attack, it's just simple, depending on the sword, or sorry, the weapon. It's just a standard attack. And if you use right click, these are all the default keys. Right click, it will use up some of my energy that you can see down here in the bar, the blue bar, and it hits up to 3 other monsters within the area, and is essentially considered your power attack or power move. So if you're using that often, you will need to keep your energy levels up. It also obviously does more damage. Hey, you got some hail and grey salt. I'm just going to leave that in here for you guys. Someone can come grab it later. It's on level 5. Do I play any other engine games? No, I've been primarily focused on Forgotten Artifacts. I do occasionally take a peek at other games. There you go, wave to watch. I take a peek at other games when I have a chance, but pretty much I'm working on this all the time. What's the tiny white monster called? I haven't released names for the monsters yet. That will be coming soon. I think some people have nicknamed them like Pikachu or Pokemon or something, but obviously that's copyright. If I get Transcendent loot, what will I do? I'll leave it in the dungeon. I haven't taken out any of the items. I leave them all in for you to find. Saying that, I probably should have kept some so I can give them away, but I didn't do that. Thanks, Patrick. It was definitely a great day, wedding day. Lots of nerves. Standing up in front of everyone, having them watch you. A little bit nerve-wracking, but yeah, it was really good. Are the costs to play because of the ETH transaction costs? Well, the costs to play are because I'm spending my time making the game and I need to pay myself. I'm currently not doing that. I'm not making enough to be able to pay myself. It also costs money to keep the servers up and running. And eventually I'd like to make enough money to be able to hire staff and pay them. So that's the reason for the costs. I'm currently also just eating up all the costs involved with doing the transactions, so it's not really included in anything. That just comes out of my wallet at the moment, so as people pay in ETH, I just use that to pay for the transactions. Tiny white monster is a rabbit. Yes, it's a cross between a rabbit and I can't think of the other name. It was like a rabbit and a almost like a rat. So I guess you could call it bunny rat if we're being wanting to name them. Throwback to when I played Apex. Yeah, oh my god. I haven't played Apex Legends in ages. Before that I used to play Fortnite. I played a little bit since their recent Chapter 2 release. It's pretty cool. I like the changes that they've done. They've gotten rid of a lot of their test stuff. Alright, what are we at for numbers? I don't think it's changed too much. $103, yeah. Cool. To make the map that big, the default key is tab. And that allows you to, you can also still use the movement and input while it maps up if you wanted to navigate that way. But it can be quite distracting. Yeah, M or tab, up to you. You can also rebind the keys in the menu. And I will be adding the ability to do that in the game too. Seems like the hitbox is bigger. It's always been the same size. The way you can kind of do it the way I'm doing it is by anticipating where they're coming. So you can see me running around here while he's chasing me. What I want to do really is to get him to attack. So if I pause briefly, enough for him to attack and then run away, you can see that he doesn't damage me because I can get out of the way quick enough. And while doing that, if I hit control, it'll freeze me in the spot, so I can do that, run around it and hit him. At least I didn't get out of the way just then. And yeah, and then so you can anticipate them coming in. So if I do it for the wolf up here, and I go and stand still here, I can swing now and hit him just as he arrives to me. If I hold control in order to freeze my position. If I don't hold control, then I'll run over to him like that. I stopped that one there by holding control and then hitting. When's the update plan for quests? As soon as it's ready. It's getting pretty close. Probably within the next couple of weeks. Alright, so I'm just going to pause over here for a moment and look at the user chat list. So I can copy everyone out of the list now. It doesn't necessarily look like there's that many. I'm just going to make sure that I can see everyone. Okay, let me just put this in here and see if I can see that it's working. Oh yeah, that's working, cool. So at the moment I have 108 people in the chat. Yeah, so how the quests will work, I explained a little bit before. You'll know more later, but basically the way that the dungeons work at the moment won't be the same. And you won't be just looking for chests. You'll be also looking in these items here, in the crates and the barrels, maybe in shelves and drawers, other things, searching for these items. Chests will be more rare in the dungeon, and basically you won't get necessarily the final items out of them. So a lot of the weapons and that kind of thing will be moved out, and they'll be behind quests instead. So you'll have to go into the dungeons to collect items and find items that have been hidden in there, or maybe into other scenarios outside of the dungeons. And then once you have enough of the requirements to complete the quest, you can complete it and you'll get your rewards. I mentioned the guy walking on the splash screen but didn't say what he was doing. Yeah, I was wondering if any of you had seen him to be able to ask what he was doing. He really just went and... It's just like little Easter egg things that I put in. Sometimes you'll see it. It was like the different pumpkins and such that I put in. Or in the previous main menu screen, there was the pet would stare at the monster who was in the explore level. Alright, let's do the... I'm going to grab everyone's users now, so everyone should already be in the chat. So I'm just going to grab everyone's names again now. Alright, so there are 110, and I'm just going to find a lotto draw. I think I can do that off the random number site. Oh, that's cute. Oh, exit. There was a name wheel of names, but it's very laggy. It would look pretty cool if there was less people. Zombies in the dungeon. Progress option on quests. The thing about limited supply items is that I can't do your standard quest progression. You know, for example, at the start of WoW, you do these number of quests and you complete those, and then you complete the next ones and that kind of thing. I can't do that with the way this works, because in the future those early quests could all be out of stock because the items that they were giving are no longer around. You know, everyone's already got them. So it needs to be a very fluid system, which is why it's taking a little bit to build and to set up. And it will be changing all the time. You know, there'll be some quests will be completed quicker than others because they're easier. But for the most part, trying to make it similar in difficulty to how it is now, so that the value of them is still very high. Yeah, it'll definitely make it more interesting. I'll also be tying quests with things like encounters, so boss monsters and things like that. Save progress option on quests. Oh no, I think I already mentioned that. Just going to put the names in now. I took before. And I should just be able to do this on the screen so you can see it happening. Might just grab the names one more time. Do a quick cut. And we're back. Alright, I'm just going to copy the names again. Let me just paste it, get rid of all those spaces. Okay, so that is 112 now. So let's do the drawing. So the first one we're going to do now is for the Flaming Jack outfit. And for that, I think we're going to need a bit of a drum roll. And who have we got? Mikey Boy 223 is the winner for this first one. So you will be getting the Flamin' Jack outfit. And are you in the chat, Mikey Boy? Not seeing anything at the moment. Mikey Boy, can you type? That's right, I'll have to probably get you to contact me via Telegram afterwards. I'm not sure if you're a normal player, but I can also look for your account. Oh, there you are, cool. Yeah, I'll just get you to, if you play Forgotten Artifacts already, you can just send me your account name that you use on there. Cool. All right, and I'm also going to do another Flamin' Jack outfit since it's Halloween in, for me, 3 days. So we're going to do that draw now and get that started with another drum roll. And I don't even know if I can pronounce that, but El Rey del Chaos? Did I get that right? Did I say that right? El Rey del Chaos? Congratulations on your new outfit. And I will do one more of the Flamin' Jack outfits. And we'll start it with another drum roll. Nin One Nin. All these names I haven't heard of. Are you guys in our Telegram channel? If you're not, you should definitely join. We do have a lot of fun in there. Okay, and now I'm going to draw the winner for the Parnide. The only problem with this name picker is it is giving everyone equal chances to get again. So if your name does come up a second time, you won't be winning. It's not like a traditional raffle where your entry is removed. So I'll just have to pretend for now. Keep going until we win one. Until everyone wins one. Yeah, if we'd had more people in viewing the chat, viewing the stream, I would have been giving away some mythical items as well as a Transcendent if we had more than 250. So that's fine, that can go in for next time. And we can do the draw next time once I fix up the raffle as well. So now I'm going to draw for Parnide. And the winner is Roma 29. Congratulations. Just say hello in the chat. I will need you to contact me via Telegram or message me on here, since I don't recognize some of your names. Thanks, Nin. All right. Yes, there's also Rizzo will put the QR code for the uncommon sword for Forgotten Artifacts if you want to get started with that. You can use the common swords up to a certain level, but you will need to start finding better weapons. The uncommon will help you. Yeah, you can't message on here. Yep. Okay. The other thing to do maybe is if you're one of the winners, please just post. I can view the logs later, but just post your Telegram name in here now, so I can confirm that if someone contacts me, it was definitely you. So Mikey Boy 223. Just put a message in here with your Telegram name, so I know it's coming from you. Same with El Rey del Chaos and Roma 29th. You can either send me your name that you use in Forgotten Artifacts, or if you don't have an account yet, I don't know what you're doing here if you're not, but you should really get one, is to send me your wallet address and I can send it there as well. I'm going to draw the Cobalt storage trunk now. I'm my myth. You got the Cobalt storage trunk. Again, the keys are not available for these yet, but they will be coming. It's not a loot box or anything like people have said where I charge money for the keys. The keys will be found in quests or in the dungeons, or given away. It's not what people have suggested. Billy, yeah, you're right. I should change it to say exclusive to Halloween 2019. Yes, the Halloween skin is available in the store at the moment. It won't be available once Halloween is over, and it won't be available next year or the year after or any. That'll be it. So it'll be an exclusive skin or exclusive outfit for 2019. Rose storage trunk. Let's draw this one. Captain Cave Dan, you won the Rose storage trunk. Congratulations. Everyone give him a round of applause. Well done. Okay, and then we'll do the Juniper storage trunk. Let's go for this one. Horst de Germain. German? I don't know if I should be pronouncing these individually or as one phrase, but hopefully I got that right. Congratulations, you won the Juniper storage trunk. Now with these trunks again, you'll have to open them with a key. The keys are not available yet. They will be in the future. Will items like a Wayward Watch have the use in the game? Yeah, I do keep adding uses to different items. Some of them are going to be used specifically just for quests, and some of them may change slightly over time, as in ones that don't have a use or an effect will gain one. It will never be that they'll lose one. What kind of items can we find in the trunks? It hasn't been revealed yet, so you'll just have to wait for that. Has the stream frozen for everyone, or is it just one person? Alright, cool. I'm just making sure. So this is the first stream, and I do hope to have more coming in the future. I'll probably try to do them once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. They won't always be giveaways. They'll also include things like previews into what I'm working on. You'll see some of the behind the scenes work, and in fact I'll switch to doing that now. Well, soon. Might just get to the end of this level. Anyone have any further questions they'd like to know about? Some burning questions? I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to... I can keep playing until level 10, but I know some of you wanted to go to bed already, so... I may give one more Halloween outfit away a little later. I was aiming to have co-op be maximum 4-player. Especially, it will be a good thing to have that when you try to take on some of the larger events. I'm purposely not talking exactly about what that will be, but I've got a few cool things planned. Nightlark, thanks for coming. Do I know how to raid on Twitch? No, I haven't done that before. When armor? Yeah, it's in the works. I'm probably going to be taking a similar arcadey style way of doing things, because as in the rarity determines the amount of damage and other things. It's slowly owned here. Alright. Timeline on the armor. Around about the same time as quests, maybe, probably a little bit later. We have got them in the works. I just need to work on actually equipping them. There is also probably some more changes coming with how they'll be equipped on your character. So at the moment you're using just the maximum of those 4 slots. That obviously won't work so well for the armor. So you'll have slots that you can equip your armor into. And you'll probably also have some point-based system on it. So that you can't just equip maximum tier armor on everything. You'll need to use a little bit of strategy in the pieces. The armor will also be more likely to have effects, as well as obviously the damage removal. Yeah, just message me on Telegram, myth. But mention your username in here first, so I know it's you. If you don't do that, I may not have a way to contact you, but I'll be saving this chat log. If I can. It looks like it's going off the top of the screen. Awesome. Yeah, click the follow button in the top if you want to be notified for the next time I do stream. Not ending just yet, but if you are leaving us, be sure to do that so you can catch us again next time. Will armor be invisible in the game, or will they overlap on the top of the skins? They will be invisible. There's too much variation with the skins. Like you can see, as I add different things to these skins, it gets kind of difficult to overlay armor pieces onto it. And if I have a completely different looking skin, say ginormous muscles or different add-ons already on, it makes it very difficult to make it look good with the armor. So it will just be invisible, like you said. Yeah. There's a popular streamer right now who's not... I don't know what it means with rating. You'll have to explain. I've heard the term before, but I don't actually know how it works. Is there a leaderboard or anything competitive like that? There is. At the moment, it's based on how deep into the dungeons you got. So there's a leaderboard for Explore mode, Adventure mode, and Expert mode. It's available on the website, and you can see who's coming first up to about, I think it was 15th place. Soul Shift and Shadow Song. I will be adding more multiverse items once I add armor, yes. Are my feet gone? Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I seem to have sunk a little bit on that one foot. Not sure. How long auto log off, log out if leaving the game? Do you mean if you just remain in the dungeon? A raid takes this entire chat and viewers to the target stream. So does that mean you're viewing their stream? And what do I see then? I just still see myself. Raid helps streamers send their viewers to another live channel at the end of their stream to introduce their audience to a new channel and have a little fun along the way. Raiding a channel at the end of the stream can be a great way to help another stream to grow. Yeah, just to grow theirs. Yeah. I think it's for the other way around, right? When there's a streamer with 20,000 viewers and they raid a smaller channel. But hosting as well, you know, I've already got hosting set up. So I will be hosting, auto-hosting people in the community. So I've already set up to do that for Sambam and 9 Streams and I can't remember his name. Sorry. A few of the others. Yeah, you can, at the moment, you can remain in the dungeon for a long time. It doesn't kick you out. However, that will be changing in the future. And you know, the monsters may start spawning back in after you've been idle for too long. Sitting there in the dungeon with your Transcendent loot, too scared to go to the exit. Cool. Well, do you want to see some behind the scenes stuff now, or should I just keep going deeper into the dungeon? Behind the scenes? Sound stuff? Can I spawn 50 bosses right now? I can't in this, but I can when I show you the behind the scenes stuff. I can set up like a fake gameplay mode, which I'll be adding in the future. But I'm actually playing the same version of the game that you all are now. A9 Streams. To see you join us a little late now, unfortunately. You must have been working. The stream will be viewable afterwards if you want to see anything that you missed. I will be giving away one more Halloween outfit just before the stream ends. Alright, I'm going to exit out and then show you some behind the scenes stuff. Oh, hey Meltoid, good to see you. So we've seen some other platform items cross-merging with games. We have Gecko skins implemented and Kryptos dragons in FA. Any plans for other platform assets to be usable in FA, and any sneak peeks or spoilers you can tell us? There are more plans, yes. There will be some engine items, exclusive items in there. There's also some collaborations coming up with some other titles, which I won't mention just yet because it's still a work in progress. All right, let me just switch to the screen. All right, quest more likely November or December. I'm aiming for November, within the next couple of weeks. Is this the 14 troll room? I would have added that ages ago if I had a monster that looked close enough to something that Billy thought was a troll. Any new airdrops of founder holders? It's coming. I've had to create a lot of items, so there'll be more items coming soon. A lot of the founders, if you've been playing the game, you will have gotten lots and lots and lots of stuff already. If you're just waiting for things to fall into your wallet, I haven't done as much of that. I prefer to reward people for participating and being around. But in saying that, I will still have a few more coming. Frog pooper. I would like an option to attack the target with a button, then just clicking on it. Oh, you mean because you have to click directly on it at the moment? You'd prefer to just swing your sword? That will the pumpkin head, yeah, that will be coming in a way through the direct input. So adding WASD controls, you will be able to just click in order to swing your weapon, and it'll swing it in the direction you're facing. I know adventure stones are pretty much your income at this point, but once the player base expands, are you looking at dropping a certain set amount of stones a month to founders tokens? Yes, as well as through quests and other things. There will be some of that. I mean, right now I'm not really making much at all off of the adventure stones, enough to make this sustainable yet. But with quests coming and a few other changes, that should be much more viable, and then I'll be able to give more back. I've already given tons of stuff out for free, and there'll still be more stuff coming. Yes, Billy, the stream should already be recording, and you'll be able to view it once it ends. Will you be able to roll away from enemies? I have thought about that to add some more dodge effects into it. It's a little more difficult with the control scheme at the moment, being that it's based on the old school Diablo control scheme, because that's the standard way to do things in those games. There's no kind of roll, but in changing more to WASD controls, I definitely would like to add some more of that stuff in so that you can roll out of the way. Or someone mentioned something about shields before. Probably not directly just shields themselves that you equip with weapons. Shields will more be with armor. Just going to run this now. So this is the actual development build running. It runs a little bit slower than the main game because there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Rolling through the boxes is the main thing. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if you had like a bomb or something you could throw to explode some of those boxes, or a gun to use. They might be coming soon. Just want to be able to kite the target easily. Yeah, you can kite now. You just require a lot more clicking than you would if you were using WSD. You want to fly kites? Well, it's always outside if you want to do that. APG, yeah. I was considering adding that. Will you be bringing scores, characters, and weapons into the game? Scores, characters, and weapons. I don't follow. What do you mean, Rizzo? Is the epic... Which one? Oh, the epic gecko skin. Yep, so I can show you all those. So this is the rare one that you can buy in the store at the moment. This is the epic gecko skin. The legendary. And the mythical. So there's an issue, I believe, at the moment with the epic, in that you can't see it because Engine need to move the asset over from its current category to the one that the other gecko skins are in. I believe they said they're going to do that when they release publicly on mainnet. What is this outside which you speak? Yeah, I'm not sure either. I just hear stories. You can't use APG though, it's a ranged weapon. True. I guess it could have some other skills. Sorcerers and weapons. You kind of do those through your items that you use and the weapons. Thanks, Captain Cave Dan. Catch you later. Southern Star, you've got 2 epics, but it does not show up correct. Do you mean the epic gecko multiverse skins? If so, that's because Engine need to move them across into the correct category to be able to see them. And that will be done with mainnet. Any more thought to a teleport being added? It would be nice to have a teleport feature introduced. It teleports you to the boss room after you defeat the boss. It would save a lot of time and wasted roaming and looting. Yes, that's coming. I mentioned before encounters. Some of the encounters will only be possible if you teleport to a specific location. There will also be items that may help you do something like that in the dungeons. Any other skins coming, like for Christmas or Thanksgiving? Yes, it does take quite a bit of effort to put them together. Right now I'm just concentrating on quests. Once I've done the quest system, I'll definitely be able to add and expand more on those. I do want to do something for at least Christmas. Crypto Sick one, there will be one more giveaway. I'll be giving away a Flaming Jack limited edition outfit. We've already given 3 away, I think. Yeah, we've already given 3 away, and this will be the 4th and last. We didn't reach the viewer numbers that we were hoping, so the other items will still be available in future giveaways. You always wanted to see which one? Mythical. That's the mythical gecko. And the epic, which you obviously can't see it until Engine move it over, looks like that. But I'll switch back to the mythical, and then we'll play probably with the pumpkin. Thanks, Swalsome. Will you add items which gives you more item slots? I haven't decided yet. The goal with the item slots was always to make you think about what you're going to take into the dungeon versus what you're going to take out. You can either do that through limiting the slots or by adding points. So for example, Transcendent item that you're taking into the dungeon might take 10 points and you have a total of 15 points to use. So you have to juggle it yourselves, but you can maybe have more slots. Thanks, Patrick. Alright, so let's do some behind the scenes stuff, so you can see how this sort of looks from a different perspective, different point of view. I can, how about I show, I guess you wanted to see walking around the town maybe. I'll give you a little preview of that and maybe some of the initial work on the quest stuff, so just bear with me for a moment. I will just need to set that up. Switch. By the way, that pumpkin head that was on the main menu screen will pop up for all of you as it gets closer towards Halloween. Just a little fun, and you should be able to interact with it. Who's the guy behind the weapons law and game story? Yeah, that's Rob Campbell. Him and I go way back. I think we've known each other for over 10 years now. We used to play Left 4 Dead 2 a lot together. And he is currently working a day job at the moment and does some of the lore and item names and creation and stuff in his spare time. So he would be the first person I would hire once we can get big enough. Can I write on Hurricane/Naked Guy's back an advertisement? Maybe, but I'm not sure how that would look. What sort of an advertisement? Is Spooky a noob? I'd say so. I haven't really seen him play too much. He promised he was going to stream and show you all how good he was. Isn't that right, Spooky? Superfly, you saw a giveaway. Yes, we've already given away a number of items. There'll be one item left to give away soon. I'm just giving some behind the scenes preview of how the game looks and the changes that I've been making lately. All right, so this is essentially the new menu system that you've all seen already. This will be included in the next patch. It's a little bit different at the moment. It's still under construction, so when I hit play now, it's quite different to what you're used to, and you can now actually walk around the town. I'm still building the town, so you can't go everywhere just yet. But this should give you a nice preview of what you will be able to do. There'll be NPCs around which you can talk to for quests. For example, the innkeeper here, who I can click on and view the quests that they have. And I can see the requirements that are needed and then the rewards I get. These are all fake. This isn't the first quest or anything like that. It's really just a test of the whole system. So I'm just going to restart that. So basically, yes, you'll be able to wander around the town. You'll be able to accept quests from various NPCs. I do hope to also add a few other activities in later. I'm just going to switch back out of this mode now so that I can show you some of the other behind the scenes stuff within the actual main game. Because that's still under construction, what you were seeing there, I can't continue at the moment because I've disabled a lot of the progression systems. So I can't actually enter a dungeon at the moment. I'll also be getting rid of, as you saw, all the menu systems, and you will be interacting instead in the world itself. And so basically, instead of changing your outfit through a menu system, I'll probably make it more within the world itself. Glad you all like it. It's definitely going to change people's perception, I think, of the game, heading more in the direction it was originally going with. This is quadruple A level. Thanks, Patrick. That's a nice compliment. Town season's going to be added, like depending, like in Christmas, some snow falling. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do for everyone around the whole world. I may try and make it so that it adjusts to your current time zone. Because, for example, here at Christmas, it doesn't snow. It's incredibly hot and sweaty, and it's not fun. So what I'll probably be doing is the town itself and the game itself will be on its own time zone. So it will go through seasons. For example, at the moment, you can see there's a lot of Halloween decorations up and around. And so I will be doing something similar for the rest of the seasons. So items we need to get, will those require stones when taken out of a dungeon, or are those quest items like common items? Will they take up a slot on your bar when potions and stuff? You'll need to use stones to take them out. They'll be uncommon items, not common items. And they're also blockchain items. So as you take them out, there's a number of ways you can do quests. You can either participate in the quests and get the reward items, or you can kind of farm for some of the items and then sell them on the marketplace, because you'll be able to do that anyway. I'm not too sure that that's a good idea, because it means that someone will easily be able to, I guess, hold the market if they claim all the items. So I will have to look at what I can do to stop that kind of a thing happening. Ultimately, the idea being that you could potentially find items and sell them and make a living doing that if you're not interested in doing the quests and getting the high tier items yourself. You can just kind of be like a vendor provider for that. But ultimately, I think that's kind of not going to be too interesting, and you'll just want to find the items yourself and potentially buy a couple here and there, but not really focus primarily on selling items. Consoles on the horizon. I'm not sure how that's going to go, because they're also anti-crypto. So I don't know if that's even possible. All right, I'm going to jump into the dungeon. Is there any particular weapon you want me to use that someone wants to see what it looks like? You'd like to donate 10 crypto puppies for this giveaway if you would like to take time to give them away. Could we hold that for the next one until when I fix the giveaway system? It's very manual at the moment, so I'd like to get that up and running properly, and then we'll do that next time. I love the evolution of the game. It's really awesome. Love the experience from the first alpha till now. It's like playing a new game every time. Even the small tweaks make it feel different. Even makes you miss the old ways, but that's it. Enjoy the moment, because it's going to change, and we'll get more things to do and ways to play. Love it so much. Thanks, CZB. Definitely, I'm trying to create an experience here, so what you see in one particular week may change slightly in the next week as it kind of evolves. I want to kind of make the town of Talmouth a living experience as well, so that some of the things will change over time, and you can find new things in maybe down the back behind one of the houses, or mini games and little things like that in the tavern. So it will definitely be quite different from just dungeon running and just focusing on finding a Transcendent. Krong'ul, Bow, Reckoning, Calamity. Use Cataclysm, Dividing Supremacy. Dividing Supremacy has 2. Scathing Ruin. World Slayer. Used a wooden sword. Got single votes for a lot of the weapons now. Wooden sword. There we go. Just gotta find it in the list. The axe is bloody, yes. You haven't seen Krong's weapon effect. Oh yeah. Well, I can do a couple. I might just start at the top then with the Krong. You can see what that one looks like. This is just the test server, so it doesn't matter. My favorite is the Krong. This is running a little bit slow. Let's go and find an enemy. There's one. We didn't get to see that. It's like the glowing pink arrow as it shoots across. Alright, so... Oh, sorry. Just realized that you can't see anything. There we go. Alright, you can see now. Sorry about that. How has the engine marketplace worked for you? I honestly haven't used it yet. I'd love to integrate it into the game so that you can actually go to, someone mentioned it before, but like an auction house and see all the items, forgotten artifacts in there. Engine haven't released the details on that yet though, so I can't do anything. The marketplace really, I think, helps you all so that you're not interacting with scammers or anything, in that they can take your items without paying you and vice versa. Have you seen much income? I don't get... I get some from the transaction fees. It's a minimal amount at the moment because I've set all the transaction fees quite low. The thing I'm hoping for now is to use the quests to increase that. So once that starts happening, hopefully, yes, then I will see an increase. What was I going to show you? Okay, so I guess I can show some of the behind the scenes stuff in the editor. Let me just switch to that. All right. There we go. So you saw where I was before. I'm just going to go and swing the camera over to that direction. Some of you probably have never seen behind the scenes of a game or how it runs or works. So this might be quite surprising. Obviously this is the dungeon that was created at the moment. I can sort of pull out and see the entire world. Each of the different sections in here are generated through a dungeon generator algorithm. So basically it connects pieces of rooms together. So this, for example, here is a room that I'm standing in. I can easily go and throw in a new weapon for myself into the ground and then go and pick it up so that now it's equipped. I can spawn monsters. So I've got a little frog spawner here, which I can throw in and spawn any enemies that I need. Wait for him to come in. And then once I kill him, I've got it set to automatically spawn again. I'm going to change that to every second, so they just keep coming every time I kill them. So kind of gives me an idea for a game mode later on, where there's a constant flow of enemies. Maybe not just frogs, but all kinds in the future. Can I do that for you? You want me to spawn a bunch of frogs for you constantly? Barnacles? Yeah, survival mode, something like that. See how long you can last. I've got another test one that I can use. What do I call it? I can't even remember. Yeah, the all monster spawner. So this is going to spawn everything. All the monsters. And I run away from this because as I kill each one of the monsters as well, I'm going to have to recover. Fortunately, I'm using this on level 1, so I do a lot of damage. But as I kill each one of them now, you see more just keep running back into the room. But there's one of each type. Unfortunately, the Godslayer is quite good at handling. And I can pause things. The red lines that you see are raycasts that I'm drawing into the world, so basically that's a visibility check that the monsters are doing to see whether they can see me and whether there's anything in between them and me, basically. Patrick, a game as polished as this would usually take a team years to create. Thanks. I have had a lot of experience creating video games over the years. In saying that, the Unity Asset Store has been a huge help because I can't create all of the art myself, so I have purchased a large majority of it to help me get started. All of the rest of the coding work and everything, the server and all that sort of stuff, I have done all myself. I am quite quick, I guess, because I can lean on my experience from over the years. How many frogs can you spawn before it crashes? Less in here than in the real full game. But I can probably throw a bunch in if you like. How the hell have you achieved this on your own? I mentioned that. I do work a lot as well. I have been spending a considerable amount of time. I usually get up around 7. Sorry, I usually start working around 7. I get up around 5. I work till about sometimes as late as 10. 7 days a week I have been. I've got to be wary of burnout. I don't recommend doing this as much as I have been, but I've got to get this up and running because I'm trying to get this as an income. If I can get that to a good point, then I can obviously relax a little bit. But until then, I've got to be nice and productive. Yeah, they keep spawning. Flying monsters coming soon, like a bat, for instance. The new monster does fly. It still appears to be grounded. Yes. Yep. There's an assortment of monsters coming. I've been building them up slowly, adding one here and there every now and then. You have recommendations for assets, for Unity assets from the asset store that have been useful. Probably one, I don't know, depends on how technical everyone is in here. Some of this will be over some people's heads, but I use an asset that allows me to combine smaller assets into larger assets. So you see I'm highlighting a few objects here, and the red is selecting the objects themselves. These are all separate objects while the level was being built. So if I just let it kill me or quit, I can show you what happens. I died. So it's just going to go back to the main menu now. This is what the town currently looks like. I won't show you too much more than that because I want you to explore for yourselves. You can support me by sending a ton of toasters to my address. Thanks, but that there's only so many toasters I can use. Thanks, Sensational. Sensational. What can the community do to keep supporting me? Really just playing the game and buying adventure stones and stuff in the store, spreading the word around. Because I'm doing everything myself, I have small amounts of time to spend on each thing. That's why you see me sometimes upgrade the dungeons, sometimes do the town, sometimes do the weapons, sometimes do the items. So yeah, so really I just need a little bit of help in that regard, getting the word out, and if you're enjoying the game, then please just buy stuff on the store, on the website. Thanks, Captain. I'm glad you're enjoying it. There's definitely more huge things to come. I was going to show the start of that level on how it gets generated. So, just going to start a new one. You'll see the screen change, and I'm going to pause it I don't know if I did it early enough. This is during, I was too late. I just started again. I get it. Yeah, okay, so we're still at the building stage here. So it's done the mapping and planning. So you can see this is a start room, and it starts to generate a room out by placing the walls and corridors, and you'll see these yellow things are doorways. So basically what it tries to do, that flickering at the moment is because the ground hasn't been moved lower. But basically what it tries to do is to then find connections for these doorways, and if there's an open doorway, it says, okay, well, can I put something there? In this case here, this will be closed off with a wall, but this one here is already connected. So it hasn't done the wall pass yet. Everything's all separate objects. So if I was to click on each of these pieces, you can see these are all individual tile pieces, and I basically snap them together and I create pre-made rooms, and that they then get joined together through these doorways. So you can see here, I can select all the individual pieces that are built through making the wall. Now, if I was to just use the level like that, it will run incredibly slow because, first of all, there's a lot of objects in the object hierarchy, and it also hasn't done any optimizations to like remove things that aren't seen. So one of the assets that I use on the asset store is called Mesh Combiner. That's run as a next pass over this. So if I unpause, it's still building the room out in the back of there. Oh, there we go. Now it's done the merge, so it's looked for similar, it's done the walls. So it's probably patched off this wall that was open before. There we go, that doorway is now closed, been removed. It said that there's nothing that's connected. Let it finish, do some more, and now it's finished building the level. It spawned all the monsters in the various locations. And you'll see that these pieces now, when I click on them, they're all been combined. So it looks at items that have the same materials, because when it renders it, this is getting a bit complicated, technical. When it renders it, it will render objects with the same material in the one pass. So if you have, let's say, 100 items, 100 objects in the scene, and they're all using different materials, that generally uses 100 render calls. Whereas if they're using the same material, if they're all using the same material, just different parts of that same texture, it could do it in, for example, 1 or 2 render calls, and that's what slows the game down if there's too many render calls. Very technical, sorry. Let's have a look at chat. Maybe have a pub we can all enter to chat in. Yep, I've referred to that a couple of times. That's the tavern. That will be coming. We'll be able to enter a physical dungeon while roaming around in town. So instead of entering one through the menu, you'd simply walk into one and then the session starts. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And that's coming with the ability to walk around the town. So I mentioned before that the menu systems themselves are going to be moving away from how they are. It'll be more done in the world. So the idea being that you, like where you saw I interacted with the quest giver, it'll be kind of like that, where you go up to some object and interact with it in order to do something. Similar, yeah, with the dungeons. Thanks, Pip. See ya. Can't get. Thanks, OmniMyth. When VR? Nope. What else can I show? Anything else you guys want to see? Otherwise I might draw the last outfit, and we might end this because we've gone for much longer than I was anticipating. It's the exit there. Getting close to Walking Dead time. Weapon design, question mark? Do you mean, are you asking about how I do it? A lot of the weapon stuff, I will take a weapon model and then look at building the special effects around that, depending on what the weapon is. So for example, if I go over to the God Slayer that you see at the moment, yeah, I just pause it. So you can see I've got, in games we use things called particle effects extensively for making effects that you see and making them, I guess, realistic in a way. So you can see that I've highlighted these sparks that are coming off the God Slayer. So when you're actually up here, I turn off the highlighting, you can kind of see them floating out, like almost like dust sparks or something. And there's also a God Ray type effect going on here that I've got going. Thanks, Buster Cranium. Happy to have you here. Make sure you join the Telegram channel. There's also a Discord. It's not quite as many people actively chatting in there, so definitely join the Telegram if you can to keep up with it. Any teasers? CCB, didn't you see the quests before? If not, you might have to go back and rewind the video and have a look later. Are there any weapons that are released in the game that you're still planning on adding weapon effects to? Yeah, I mean, I've covered at the moment Mythicals and Transcendents, but I will add a few more to some of the other weapons as well. Not all of the weapons are complete at the moment, and I would like to make them a little bit more glitzy like this. Alright, I'm just going to grab everyone in the chat right now, and we're going to switch to using, what is it, that random picker again. All right. Okay, I'm just going to use this picker for now. And I'm going to draw the last and final giveaway item for this stream until next time. And that is going to be the 4th Flamin' Jack costume outfit. All right, here we go. Let's get a bit of a drum roll going. And the winner is Lurks, who I haven't seen chatting, but seems to be lurking. So the name is very appropriate. Lurks, can you message into the channel your Telegram name or your Discord name so that I know it's a bot? Nice. Yeah. No, that's why I've said that they need to put their Telegram name in the chat so I know who they are. All right, if it's a bot, as you all say, I guess I will redraw. Works. I'll give you another 10 seconds to say something. All right, it's a redraw. Let's do this again. It is lurking. All right, get this going with another drum roll. Opium. Just not Billy. Opium, can you say something in the channel for us? Hey! There we go, congratulations. Well done. You'll just please contact me, put in the chat there the name of your Telegram or your Discord name, and then contact me via that, please. All right, we didn't reach the total number of viewers that we were hoping for to give some of the mythical or transcendent items away, so I will keep those for next time, for the next stream, and we'll see. I'll probably do that in 1 or 2 weeks from now. Puppy plants. But I think I'll call that it for now, so that some of you can go and watch, what was it, Walking Dead, and a few other things. But thanks everyone for being around for the first stream. I'll definitely do this again. It was a lot of fun, and look forward to showing you guys some more stuff, including the quests, which are coming soon. So thanks everyone. Catch you next time.